give an overview of stress and time management for teachers in higher educational institutions. Before going to start the session, first we would like to explore ourselves regarding what is stress and what factors affecting on the stress, and at the same time what are the symptoms that causes for the stress and how to cope up with the stress. These are all aspects we are going to learn on this session. So before going to learn about these oral things like strategies, causes, signs, first we would like to understand what is stress. So in this stress, there are different parameters to learn about regarding teachers and the faculty members. So now we would like to share some of the important aspects regarding stress and time management for higher educational for teachers. So the demands of the teaching in higher education institutions is like immense. So between lectures, researchers, committee workers, and student support, it is very easy to feel overwhelmed and stressed. So this particular session will explore the strategies for effective time management and stress reduction to help you to navigate the juggling act and achieve a work-life balance. So these are all aspects we should learn how to cope up with the stress and time management reduction strategies. So coming to the next, understanding of the stress, what is meant by, we would like to know about the stress. So stress is like a single parameter which affects our body and at the same time the human mindset. So stress is a natural human response to challenging situations, and at the same time it also can be caused by deadliness like workload, student issues, or even a lack of control of ourselves. So when someone having stress, it can be like motivating, or sometimes it can be like negativity, like chronic stress call negative impact on our physical and mental health. So when you are recognizing the signs of stress, it is the first step towards managing it effectively. So before going to know about this stress, so what is stress exactly? Stress is nothing but, we can call it as, it can occur when the pressure is greater than the resource, then it is called to be as a stress. So here there is a stress occur when the pressure is greater than the resource, then you can call it as stress. So stress can be whenever our resources are very less and our pressure is more, then you can call it as stress. So in the teaching profession, we are having less resources than compared to our pressures. So then we can call it as we are having the pressure on our mind, or we are having the stress on our mind. So coming to the next slide, that is what are the signs and symptoms that each and every teacher is facing, or each and every human being is facing. There are different kinds of signs and symptoms of the stress. One is physical symptom, and the other one is headaches, fatigues, muscle tension, sleep problems. And the other one is emotional symptoms, anxiety, irritability, depression, difficulty concentrating. Behavioral symptoms, changes in eating habits, social withdrawal, procrastination. So what are the physical symptoms then? So whenever we are having some physical symptoms, how we are coping with that particular symptoms? So physical symptoms, any example for these physical symptoms on stress? Physical symptoms, anybody? What are the physical symptoms of stress? So physical symptoms of stress are like examples: difficulty in breathing, panic attacks, blurred eyesight, sore eyes, sometimes fatigue, sometimes muscle aches, headaches, chest pains, high blood pressure, indigestion, and heartburn. These all comes under physical symptoms of particular stress problems. And what are the behavioral symptoms? What are the behavioral symptoms? Like your attitude, sometimes you are facing, like your eating habits, behavioral aspects. Taken an example of social, whether you are not mingling with anybody in the society or friends or in your family members due to stress or due to anxiety, due to like over workload, not to complete your work. So based on the factors, these are all comes under behavioral symptoms. So what we can call it as procrastination. What we call it as procrastination. Procrastination is, suppose if you have to do the work at the time of 4:30 p.m. If you are not doing that particular work within the time limit, you are just procrastinate your work. That means you are delaying your work. So that is not good to your health and your what behavioral aspects. So there are different behavioral symptoms too, like what we call nervous habits, complaining on somebody, like habit forming behaviors, overeating or gambling or compulsive shopping. We are always on surfing on the internet, like shopping, like internet browsing, crying like more frequently, or in situations that don't usually make you emotional. So these are all comes under physical symptoms and behavioral symptoms. So how we have to overcome the signs and symptoms of the stress. So in this particular aspect, what are the general factors that causes that causes the symptoms of stress and signs of stress? There are different factors. One is workload and administrative tasks. Workload and administrative tasks is generally like coming from in our college, like the based on hours, like teacher workload include like communication, curriculum planning, marking, feedback and assessment, data management and collection, and managing student behavior. These all comes under the workload and administrative task, what we call urgency. So based on these particular factors, we have to know about how to reduce that particular workload and how to reduce the administrative task as early as possible, so that we can do the other work also simultaneously. Second one is lack of planning in time. So generally we don't have to prepare the plan for what you are going to do in future. So lack of planning time is nothing but express their frustrations regarding their additional administrative meetings, or else like board meetings, or else broad and non-specific professional learning, which ultimately detract from their planning time. So these are all comes under we are these are all factors affecting on the lack of planning in time. So there are some other causes of stress. The first one is staff shortage. What is meant by staff shortage? Suppose if the organization is having less number of faculty, automatically the faculty in that particular premises, who are the faculty, they have to do the more number of hours to work. So staff shortages also causes the stress on teachers. So suppose taken an example of when the organization is having the growing number of teachers, being unable to work on due to illness or impacted well-being, or leave the profession in favor of a less stressful career, leading to staff shortages across schools or like across institutions or universities worldwide. So so based on that factor, we cannot do that particular work within the time. So staff shortages we need to regulate, or we need to reduce in that universities or institutions like that. That is staff shortages. Next one is managing difficult students. What is meant by managing difficult students? There are different kinds of students, different types of students. We can manage the student who are regular, who are punctual, who are disciplined, but we cannot manage the people, manage the student who are not like having good behavior, who are not having good behavior, who are not disciplined, who are not punctual. We cannot manage. So based on that factor, it is very stressful on our shoulders and in our mindset. So managing the challenging student behavior is an ongoing challenge or task for many teachers and the faculty members and the supporting staff. Coming to the next one. So these are all parameters causes the workplace stress. So this is surveyed from the national data averages from more than 40 schools that have utilized the staff well-being survey since 2022. So whenever we are going to take these parameters like workload, administrative tasks, lack of planning in time, staff shortages, managing challenging student behavior, taken an example of the x-axis, so you have to give some percentage like 0%, 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, like that. In that, 40 percentage managing challenging student behavior is there. Staff shortages are 40 percentage again. Lack of planning in time, that is 45 percentage. Administrative tasks are like 45, 47 to 50 percentage. Workload tasks are like 55 percentage. So these are all causes of the workplace stress, which is affected on the what teachers and at the same time faculty members and at the same time on the institution and the universities faculties members. So these are all causes of the workplace stress. So coming to the next one, the impact of stress on higher educational institution teachers. What are the impacts that the higher educational teachers having stress? First one is burnout. So burnout is after the step of fatigue. What is burnout? Burnout is nothing but it is the state of emotional, physical, mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. So, burnout is whenever the emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress, then it will automatically affecting on the teacher's mindset and behavior. So, it generally occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands, then you will get the burnout. The teachers will get burnout, and at the same time, the faculty members also get the burnout. So, here, what are the symptoms of stress burnout? So, what are the symptoms generally the teacher is facing when the teacher is getting the burnout, feeling tired? We ourselves feeling tired or drained most of the times, feeling helpless also sometimes, trapped or defeated, feeling detached from each and every person, alone in the world, having a cynical or negative outlook on that base on that particular work. So this is called burnout. And next one is reduced productivity. How when the teacher is impacted by the stress, automatically teacher could not give the productivity 100% productivity towards to the students and the organization. So when low productivity in the workplace refers to a condition where one or more workers complete task, process, production, or sales inefficiently. So you have to reduce the lower productivity. So whenever you have to reduce the lower productivity, automatically teacher feels happy and giving more productivity towards to the institution and the university. Next, coming to the next point, difficulty meeting deadlines. What is this difficulty meeting deadlines? Sometimes you are having more workload than compared to others. So you could not meet the deadlines, what the time stipulated by HOD or principal or the dean or the vice chancellor or the registrar. So what you have to do is based on your stipulated time, you need to divide the prioritized tasks and the unprioritized tasks according to your time limit or time schedule. Next, impaired decision making. So what is this impaired decision making? Anybody? Impaired decision making? So impaired decision making is nothing but it is a capacity when someone has difficulty making informed decisions due to a variety of reasons. So, taken an example of a particular decision, taken an example of a particular decision, uh, uh, just as like stress affects our ability to make new decisions. Stress also something like affects brain chemistry, making it difficult to assess their benefits and their costs. So impaired decision making you have to reduce. So whenever you are going to reduce the impaired decision making, automatically what will happen? It it leads to the taking a new decisions as early as possible or quickly or agility in nature. Next one is negative impact on student relationships. What causes the stress? The negative impact on student relationships. Suppose if you are overloaded with your work. Suppose if you are like overstressed. Suppose if you are burnout. Automatically it affects on your students' relationships and student behavior. So we need to cope up with the different strategies how to reduce the stress, and it you have to what give 100% productivity so that your students also to be happy with your relationships, and at the same time they will give 100% productivity in their assessments and examinations. So that is this impact of stress on higher educational institutions. So how to less stress, or how to reduce the stress within our premises. So first one is eating good food. Eating good food. So eating good food is very important to our what human body, and at the same time very important to our brains also. So whenever you are eating good food, automatically it impacts on your brain. So whenever it impacts on your brain, automatically it changes your behavior emotionally, physically and mentally. And daily you have to drink 8 liters of enough water every day, and eat fresh and healthy fruits and vegetables. So generally you have to avoid the junk foods, because it what impacts on your brain not to do your work properly or constantly. So that's why you have to avoid junk foods. It has nothing to contribute your mental health. So generally my suggestion is to drink water in the morning with sabja seeds, and add some lemon, and add some what we call honey. So it hesitate to eat the junk foods in the environment or in the society. So next one is time schedule for vacation and breaks in your routine hobbies and fun activities. Generally, whenever we are having the what we call busy schedule, we are uh, just ignore our what we call fun activities, hobbies, and breaks in your routine. So you need to prioritize yourself according to your time limits. You need to give priority to your hobbies, you need to give priority to the fun activities, and you need to simultaneously do your workload. So that is the main thing to balance your life. Next one is try to arrange your uninterrupted time to accomplish tasks that need your concentration. So whenever there is, suppose taken an example of you are doing some work on the laptop, suddenly you got mail from some Flipkart or Amazon. Directly you are just distracting yourself to the Flipkart and Amazon. So try to reduce that particular what unnecessary activities. Concentrate on your task, what you are going to do at that particular time. That is this one. Next one is arrange some leisure time during which you can do things that you really enjoy. Suppose if you have some leisure time like Sundays or Saturdays or whatever it may be, you need to prioritize yourself with your lovable moments and lovable activities that you can enjoy from your daily routine. So that you have to do. Avoid scheduling too many appointments, meetings, and classes back to back. What you have to do is you just avoid your scheduling for like too many appointments. Suppose you have number of tasks to do at that particular time. what you have to do is you just give numbering on that particular task. Which one is first priority, which one is the second priority, which one is the third priority. Based on that priorities only, you need to do that particular task, so that you can easily do that particular work within a stipulated time period, and at the same time you can enjoy that particular duties while you are doing it with that particular work. So these are all aspects you need to do for reducing the stress. Next one is allow breaks to catch your breath. Take a few slow, deep breaths that we can call it as the meditation or pranayama. Whenever you feel stressed, breathe from the abdomen, and as you exhale and as you inhale, you have to do silently say to yourself like, I feel calm, I feel calm, I feel very clear, transparent, and like that you need to do daily, so that your mind has to be cool and calm whenever you are going to reply somebody or something, like whenever you are over stressed. That is called it as allow breaks to catch your breath. Next one is become an expert at managing your time. So when you are giving some priorities to yourself, like reading books, view videos, and attend seminars on time management, once you cut down on time wasters, you will find more time to recharge yourself. When you are not recharge yourself on the basis of time, you could not expert in that managing at your particular time. So this is called it as become an expert at managing your time. And the next one is learn to say no. Always say, you suppose you are having the number of tasks. If you are not setting limits, can not setting limits for your work, it can minimize, it can maximize your stress, and at the same time you need to spend more time on that particular work. Suppose if you are setting limits for that particular work, you can minimize the stress and spend time on that particular main responsibilities and priorities, rather than others people's priorities or needs to dictate how you spend on your particular time. So learn to say no. You just focus on your priorities. Based on the priorities, you just give numbering on that particular task and do particular work. Next, exercise regularly. You can when you are searching or surfing the browser, you have number of apps. So just do or something like some what we call premium apps also there. They are giving guidelines to how to do the exercises, how to reduce the stress, how to calm your mind, how to what we call how to reduce, how to maintain the physical fitness. Based on that particular apps, you need to do the exercises regular. Sometimes we can call it as nowadays aerobic exercises, cardiac exercises. These are in society, in the environment, there are number of apps. You can just prefer any one of the app and do exercise regularly. So when you are doing the exercise regularly, at least 20 minutes, you can reduce muscle tension and promote a sense of well-being, or promote a sense of what we call employee well-being in the organization or the institution. Next one is tapping into your support network. So what you have to do, generally some people are like introverts, some people are like extroverts, but be a you just choose yourself at least one friend or two friends or three friends to go outside and enjoy with your moments with your lovable ones, or whoever it may be, like family, friends, social groups. It can help you when dealing with stressful events. You could just share with your stressful events so that it may reduce from your mindset. So there are 7 known strategies for navigating stress with EQ. So what is EQ? Anybody? What is EQ? Anybody? What is EQ? EQ is nothing but the emotional intelligence, emotional quotient. What is this? Emotional quotient. Anybody in the What is this emotional quotient? Emotional quotient or emotional intelligence is nothing but the ability to understand, use, manage our emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, emphasize from others, like overcoming challenges and diffuse conflicts. So it is an ability to understand the manage your own emotions. So how can we do with that particular emotional intelligence or quotient from these particular stress management strategies? First one is practice self-awareness. What is this practice self-awareness? Practice self-awareness is nothing but you need to regularly check with yourselves, like negative is positive, what you are going to feel. So whenever you are identify your feeling, you just pay attention on that particular what feeling what you are having. So pay attention to your physical cues like tensions, headaches, and muscle aches, or whatever it may be, emotional signals like irritability and anxiety. So whenever you are identifying these factors like irritability, anxiety, emotional signals, headaches, whatever it may be, you just focus on that and try to reduce for your particular stress management factors. So this is practice self awareness. Next one is mindful techniques. What are the mindful techniques? Anybody? Everybody knows this one, mindful techniques. What is this mindful techniques? What it is called it as mindful technique? So mindfulness is nothing but it is a type of meditation in which you focus on like being intensely aware of what you are sensing and feeling in the moment without interpretation or judgment. So you have to do in daily, like take few minutes each day to practice mindfulness meditation. Focus on your breath, observe your thoughts like what you are coming into your mind in first time without judgment, and let go of particular stress inducing factors about your worries, so that you have to reduce. You just keep on practicing so that you can eliminate all your stressful moments, stressful worries, whatever it may be. So that is this mindful technique. Coming to the next one, emotional regulation. So what is this emotional regulation? How can we regulate the emotions? Emotional regulation. So use something like deep breathing exercise like pranayama. In that there are different kinds of techniques: pranayama, anuloma, viloma. So there are different kinds of techniques. So there is a app, pranayama app. So in that you can give some what time limit, 3 minutes or 2 minutes or 1 minute. 1 minute you just keep like that. So do breathing exercises on different parameters. You will get to reduce your stressful moments. So that is emotional regulation. So in that you need to do breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, visualization techniques. These are all having we have that can keep your mind and body very relaxed and very meditated. So you need to reduce from this, like what we call anxiety, hiding visible signs of like sadness or fear, or focusing on reasons to feel happy or calm. Next one is problem solving skills. What is this problem solving skill? How can we do that problem solving skills? In that problem solving skills, you just identify what are your problems. So you need to differentiate the problems into small factors, like into smaller, so actionable into steps. Focus on what to control and what not to control, and you have to share with your friends or family members so that they can give suggestions. You can, according to that, you can develop a plan and tackle those particular aspects. Without sharing, you can't get any problem solving in nature. Next one is cultivate supportive networks. So always you have to touch with your or share with your friends, family, colleagues when you feel very stressed. Share your feelings and seek advice and simply a listening ear. So you need to always give you or share your thoughts or feelings or stressful moments, so that they can give some advice to your what advice to your particular situation. Next one is practice empathy. What is the difference between empathy and compassion? What is this? Empathy. Anybody? Empathy and compassion? Empathy is nothing but the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So you can just share your feelings to another person. Be gentle with yourself during stressful times and acknowledge your feelings without self-criticize yourself, and remind yourself that is okay to experience something regarding the stress. That is practice empathy. And the next one is healthy lifestyle. What is this healthy lifestyle? Healthy lifestyle is nothing but you need to balance your sleep. That means 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours, eating a balanced diet, and engaging in regular physical activity. So these habits, what it can regulate or reduce your stressful moments, and it increases the productivity what you want in future. That is to be called it as healthy lifestyle. It can give the healthy healthy proper balance of your diet. So coming to the next one, how these stressful factors or stress strategies impacting on your time management. So what is time? Time is a series of nows. So when the only time you are having to be controlled over, or which you ready have to do anything, is now. So time is very necessary for each and every human being, or the faculty members, or the teachers. So what is management? Management is the process of to be work to be done by the functions of planning, organizing, motivating, controlling, cooperating, and everything. So when you are clubbing with the factors, time management and time management is the process which constitutes of the functions of planning, organizing, motivating, controlling of your resource time. So time is like a skill, an attitude, and a technique which everyone can learn and develop themselves. Time is a wider concept, and awareness or knowledge on time management techniques and tools can help one manage one's mind and help in priorities management. So when one develops the skill of like prioritization of one's work, he is effectively managing each and every now. That means now concept. So the time management, when one is effectively managing one's time, it leads automatically the life management. So here, what is the importance of time management for the teachers or the faculty members, or any other institutional or universities teachers or the faculty members? So it always gives enhanced productivity. When you are managing the time, automatically it gives the enhanced productivity. So when you are managing the time, it helps to prioritize your task and reduce your delay of your work like procrastination, and accomplish your more in less time. Accomplish your task that is more in less time. And the next one is stress reduction. So when you are giving importance to the time management, automatically time effectively can prevent your last minute rush or last minute urge, and reduce stress levels by ensuring tasks are completed on their particular time. So next one is improved work-life balance. Efficient time management allows individuals to allocate time for work, family, personal interests, promoting healthy work-life balance. And the next one is goal achievement. So what is goal achievement? Goal achievement, suppose when your time management aids in setting your objectives or achieving both short-term and long-term goals by breaking them down into manageable tasks, then it is to be called it as goal achievement. So time management gives that particular importance. And the increased opportunities. Suppose taken an example of when you are managing time well, it open up more time, more opportunities to your personal and professional growth. It allows for additional time to learn new skills or like new projects or like something else. So when you are managing the time, automatically it gives a productivity, and at the same time it gives more productivity and more efficient and effective work in your emotional well-being. And then coming to the next one, how can we learn about the core principles of time management for teachers? First one is prioritization. What is meant by prioritization? Prioritization is nothing but you give yourself. That means suppose you are having number of more tasks, you need to give yourself the rating of that particular works. So 1, 2, like that you have to give. Which one is prioritized, which one is not prioritized, like that. So when you are giving rating to that particular works, automatically you can assess how to do that particular task. So identifying and focusing on that most important task first. This involves what will happen to distinguish between urgent, the non-urgent or non-important tasks, and addressing them accordingly. So how can you, do you know what is Eisenhower matrix? Anybody? Eisenhower matrix? So in prioritization, generally we are using Eisenhower matrix. Eisenhower matrix is a way to organize the tasks by urgency and importance. So you can effectively prioritize your most important work. So what you have to do is, in that, it helps to make the distinction between tasks that are important, not important, urgent, and not urgent. So it splits the task into 4 boxes that prioritize which task you should focus on first and which you should delegate or delete. So this is called it as prioritization. So generally prioritization takes place by Eisenhower matrix. That Eisenhower matrix is having 4 quadrants. One is important, not important, urgency, and not urgency. Based on the factors, you need to do the work. Next one is planning. Planning is future course of action. So you have to prepare a structured plan, and at the same time how to allocate time with the different tasks or activities. So you can give daily basis, or you can give weekly basis or monthly basis or yearly basis. According to that, you have to do the plan. Next one is goal setting. What is meant by goal setting? Anybody? What is meant by goal setting? Goal setting is nothing but you need to take active steps to achieve your desired outcome. So maybe your dream is to become a teacher or musician or physical therapist, whatever it may be. Each one of these dreams involves setting and reaching small to big dreams or small to big goals. Here I mentioned one is SMART. What is meant by SMART? SMART? SMART is nothing but it is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So first, when we take specific, objective should be clearly states. Objective should be really clear. And second one is measurable. Objective includes how the action will be measured. How the action will be measured. And the next one is achievable. Based on the specific, based on the measurable, you need to achieve that particular goal. Next, that it should be relevant to your objectives. And the next one, time bounded. within a stipulated time limit, you have to achieve that particular goal. So that is to be called it as goal setting. Next one is delegation. What is meant by delegation? Delegation. What is meant by delegation? Anybody? Delegation. Delegation. Anybody? So delegation is nothing but you are just giving an instruction or delegates to somebody or your representatives or your what below level management, lower level management, whatever it may be. So the process of distributing and entrusting work to another person is to be called it as delegation. So in every management or the leadership within an organization, it involves a manager aiming to efficiently distribute the work, decision making, or else responsibility to subordinate the works in an organization. So, first of all, you need to assigning the task to others when appropriate to free up their time for higher priority activities. So, this is the core principle of one of the core principle of time management for the teacher. Second one, the last one is self-discipline. What is this means? Self-discipline. You need to maintain your focus and avoiding some distractions or interruptions to stay on track with your time limit and management your plans. So this is called it as stress, self-discipline and self-motivation. You just give prayer time on your particular work, not to distract on that particular work, and your go with the flow. That is to be called it as. These are all five core principles are very very important for the teachers for managing their time in their work schedules or academic tasks. So what are the time management tips? There are different kinds of time management tips. Some of the points I mentioned. First one is schedule long period of undisturbed time for major tasks. You need to give some long period of long period of work. What you have, you just minimize that particular work. That means the time schedule you need to give. Second one is schedule your most important complex tasks during your internal prime time, avoiding wasting this peak period by working on routine tasks. You need to just prioritize yourself which one is important and which one is not important so that you can do easily the work more efficient and effective way. Next one is move fast on reversible decisions and slower on those that are irrecoverable. You need to take what's fast decision making, and you should not go looking back what you took decision, so that you can maintain that particular productivity as with the flow. Next one is set objectives in place. What is this set objectives in place? What is this set objectives in place? Anybody? Set objectives in place. Set objectives in place is nothing but you have some goals. Suppose pull your thoughts and feelings into action. So objectives like just now we discussed about that is smart, specific, measurable, and attainable, and relevant and time bound. So you need to be always focused on based on smart. How to set the objectives. Next one is include time to revive the priority list. So which one is to-do list, which one is not to-do list, you have to prepare daily. This can build your confidence where you are and what you are going to do in the future. Next one is block out time for creative planning, preparation, and overhead activities. So you need to just give priority to your blocks. You have number of tasks, you just put it in some different quadrants. You need to give numbering on the particular quadrants. Based on that you can do your activities. Remember Parkinson's law, work tends to expand to fill the time allotted. So you have to do like that, Parkinson's law. So when work is there, automatically you have to expand your time and to fill the time allotted what you are having. Say no politely and but firmly. You have to say no sometimes, but not rudely. You have to say politely and firmly. Put up reminders in your home and office about your goals. Suppose you are having number of tasks like administrative tasks, like student tasks, and at the same time professional tasks like to your achieving in your career growth, like writing the articles, books to publish. You need to give each and every task to give some prioritization of time and reminders so that you can easily do and achieve the goal. So that is time management tips. Coming to the next, strategies for effective management. What is this mean? Strategies for effective management. So when you are having the time, automatically you have to manage the time effectively and efficiently. So there are some ways to effectively to utilize the time and managing the time in nature. First one is time blocking. What is this time blocking? Anybody? Time blocking? Time blocking method. So time blocking method is a time management strategies that involves breaking your day into specific blocks of time. So you need to go by blocks, each dedicated to a specific task or group task. So the goal is to give your workday structure, making it easier to focus and get things to be done. So, and at the same time, it also can help your prioritize tasks and boost productivity. So whenever there are some like day or week or some like month or something like that, it is divided into smaller groups or blocks for specific tasks or to-dos. So in that, it is this time blocking is also to be called it as time chunking. Time chunking. So taken an example of your timings like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So, or else 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. for checking. You have to just block your time. In that block your time, what you are doing, like responding emails, you have to mention 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. 10 or else 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You need to just give times 10 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Like that, you have to give some blocks. In that, what you are going to do, you just block your time. So based on that block your time, you just do your work. So this is called it as time blocking. What is the next step? That is the next technique, Pomodoro technique. Anybody knows this Pomodoro technique? Anybody? Pomodoro technique is a time management system that helps people stay focused by breaking their work day into 25-minute work periods or Pomodoros, followed by short breaks. So in this Pomodoro technique, there are 5 steps. First, select a single task to focus on. After that, what you have to do is set a time for 25 to 30 minutes and work continuously on that particular task till the time goes off. After the second step, the third one is take a productive 5 minutes break, walk around and get a snack or relax. 25 minutes you have to do your work based on what you prioritize. In the third step, what you have to do is you just give a 5-minute break, walk around and get a snack and relax. After that, again, the fourth step is repeat steps 2 and 3 for 4 rounds. You do like that, 2 and 3. 25 minutes to 30 minutes, you have to do work. Again, you have to take a 5 minutes break. Like that, you have to do 2 to 3 for 4 rounds. Fifth one is take a longer 20 to 30 minutes of break. Long break, that is 25. This is the Pomodoro technique. When you apply this Pomodoro technique into your daily life, the result is very, very high, or else the productivity is very, very high for your academic schedules and academic tasks. So this is Pomodoro technique. Next one is to-do list. What is this to-do list? To-do list is nothing but creating a daily or weekly list of tasks to be completed. which helps to keep tracking of your responsibilities and progress. Next, Eisenhower matrix, already we discussed. It is based on 4 quadrants. One is what is prioritized, what is non-prioritized, what is urgent, what is non-urgent. So based on the 4 quadrants, you need to give your time limit. Next, batch processing. What it means, batch processing? Anybody? Batch processing on time management? Anybody? Batch processing? Batch processing is nothing but it is a time management technique or strategy that involves grouping the similar tasks together, working on them, working on that like time in blocks. This can help you make more efficient use of your time and minimize your distractions when switching your tasks. Here are some simple tips to achieve this batch processing, like use digital tools, eliminate your distractions, taking breaks, set rules, review your process. Like that you have to do in this particular batch processing. So batch processing is very simple and computer used technique to periodically complete high volume and repetitive data jobs. This is called it as. So next one is there are different tools to become ultra productive for the time management. The first one is already we discussed 25 minutes, the Pomodoro technique. Second one is time boxing. Time boxing also we discussed, that is time blocking. Next, the next one is eat the frog. What it means, eat the frog technique? Eat the frog? Eat the, very simple. So eat the frog technique is a time management strategy that involves starting your day by completing your most important or challenging task first. The goal is to here to make progress on your top priorities, build momentum, and manage your schedule more effectively. So this task is inspired by Mark Twain's quote, "Eat a leaf frog first thing in the morning, and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day." So this is the eat frog. First, you need to give priority on the first challenging task. So based on that, you have to do. Next, pickle jar theory. Anybody knows about this one? Pickle jar theory? Anybody? Pickle jar theory? Already we discussed in the last session, I think so. So this pickle jar theory is a time management technique that helps people prioritize their tasks and responsibilities. So this was introduced in 2000 time by Wright, and it is known also to be called it as bucket of frost theory. So this is also to be called it as the jar of life of theory. So this is called it as, and here why it has mentioned the pickle jar theory is, it is the theory based on the idea that time management is limited like a pickle jar and needs to be used strategically. To use the theory, people visualize the empty pickle jar representing their waking hours and fill it with different items to represent different types of tasks. So in that pickle jar, what you have to do is, first you have to set your priorities, like based on your set your priorities. Rocks, first one. So in that task, rocks to be mentioned that as high priority tasks. Next, pebbles, that means small one. Medium priority tasks. Sand, lower priority tasks such as answering emails, voicemails, like that. Water, off time or private life, your life. So there are four lifestyles. Four lifetime what giving priorities: rocks, pebbles, sand, water. Rocks high priorities, pebbles are medium priority, sand is lower priority, water is off time or else private life. So based on that, you need to do your time management. Next one is 3-3-3 method. What is this 3-3-3 method? Anybody? 3-3 method? 3-3 is nothing but it is a mindful technique that can help children or student refocus on the present and distract them from worries. So here it involves allocating 3 essential tasks in the morning, 3 more in the afternoon, and 3 leaving room from the additional tasks to be tackled at your discretion. So this is 3-3 method. Here, 3 hours of focused work, 3 short tasks, and 3 routine tasks daily, balanced productivity. This is called it as time management. Next, batching already we discussed. And getting things to be done by planning, clarifying, organizing, repeating, and engaging by yourselves. And 2-minute drill. Anybody known about this one? 2-minute drill? 2-minute rule. 2-minute rule is nothing but it is a productivity principle that suggests the tasks that can be completed in 2 minutes, or else less should be done immediately rather than being postponed or added to do list. So this is very important task. You can do your work within 2 minutes, or else you can or else you should do it immediately rather than postponing or it adding to your to-do list. That is 2-minute rule. 135 method. Anybody know? 135 method. So in this 135 method, what you have to do is you have to give priority. That is, first one is big task, second one is 3 medium tasks, 5 is small tasks. You need to do like that based on your task. Next, Kanban method. Anybody known about this one? Kanban method. Kanban method. Kanban method is scheduling system for lean manufacturing. So Kanban is generally focuses on breaking a project down into workflow stages and managing the flow and volume of tasks through the stages. Suppose taken an example of you have 4 tasks. So based on the 4 tasks, you need to do your work. So this is called it as Kanban method. Next, reverse scheduling. Anybody known about this one? Reverse scheduling. Reverse scheduling. So reverse scheduling is nothing but it is a way of setting milestones and start a day by working backwards from the required task completion on that particular day. So whatever unfinished work do you have in the previous day, you need to do that particular work and finish that particular task. That is reverse scheduling. So these are all event management tools are very, very productive in the nature, so that the teacher or the what we call the faculty members, when you pick any one of the method from these 11 tools, you can automatically increase your productivity and at the same time you can reduce your workload. So challenges in time management, what are generally the teacher is facing different kinds of challenges like procrastination, distractions, overcommitment, poor planning, inefficient process. So these are all challenges that the teacher is facing in that particular society and the institution and the university. So what are the future trends in time management for the teachers? That is, one is artificial intelligence. Everybody knows about this particular concept. And remote and hybrid work, that is online and offline. And at the same time, wellness integration and personalization, collaborative tools. So when you are having some collaborative tools, it facilitate better time management in for teachers and the students and the faculty members. So you can easily communicate or promoting seamless communication and project coordination. So these are all aspects when you are going to learn for stress and timeful management. Automatically you can reduce the stress and increase the productivity, and at the same time managing your time in your daily life efficiently and effectively. So thank you so much um, for your time and interacting with me. So if you have any queries, please ask me.